Grew up here in Corona, Queens, actually. I got family out here from Queens and all over the place right now, Florida too. So I do a little bit of an not an organization per se, but like I have this movement in Orlando called Red Lipstick and Hip Hop, which is kind of basically giving women the upper hand in hip hop, because right now we don't have it. So it's kind of, telling guys that, we can do it too. It's not just them. So I am a spoken word artist. I grew up heavily influenced by hip hop because my brother and my cousins were all rappers, so it's all I was forced to read. I was forced to listen to it, and I loved it. So as a child, I kind of started writing my own stuff, and then I started doing this. So I actually run a show in Orlando called the Sehiii Orlando. I am the administrator for them. I became an administrator not too long ago, so it's pretty cool. We do our shows once a month, every single Wednesday, the first Wednesday of every single month. So, that's also fun. I do have a site, but I'll give that to you guys after I'm done, and we're going to get right into this. So, the first poem I'm going to do is called Blood on the Leaves, and here we go. Whenever people ask where I'm from, I proudly say, I'm Dominican. Then they all look at me like I'm wearing some Medusa-inspired headpiece. Why is it so hard to believe that my family roots grow from Dominican trees where the food is amazing and the culture is eye-opening? Oh, that's right. My skin is too pale and my eyes are almost green. My hair isn't as nappy as other girls are used to seeing. My point is never proven until I open my mouth to speak and Dominican lingo escapes from my lips. Dímelo. That's when the mouth wide open looks turn into nods of approval, or even on the dance floor when my hips move to the sounds of Anthony Santos Vargas and of course, El Torito. History has taught us that if you're Dominican, your skin has to be the color of the café con leche you drank in the morning, and your eyes as brown as the tree trunks that serenade the streets of the campo your mother grew up in. Next time someone remarks the color of my skin, I will proudly boast that yes, I'm in fact Dominican. I'll tell them I'm white because God drew me this way. I wanted people to think of the beach whenever they looked at me. Skin is pale as the sand that burns your feet, and eyes the color of the sun as it swims over the water. That's the first piece. This second piece I'm doing is called Wordplay. It's actually one of my favorites, so. There will be days where I will speak your name metaphorically and make it sound like poetry. I'll be Da Vinci. You will serve as my Mona Lisa. With the use of my words and your beauty, I'll paint the prettiest picture. I'll read you out loud. Prettiest picture. I'll read you out loud and have people think of you as my favorite book. At night, I'll hold you close until your soul finds mine and we become one. Your only job is to make sure I stay sane and keep my feet on the ground. For I've been known notoriously for leaving when things get good, but something about you makes me want to stay and see how far we'll go. Not saying that this will be a walk in the park because I'm not built from trees and flowers, but I do want this thing to just be ours. See, baby, I'm sure I could spend hours trying to fit your name into a stereotypical breakup poem, but I try my best to stay away from those. Just once I want to write something that make people scream with pleasure, snap their fingers with excitement, just like your voice does. Second piece. This next piece I'm going to do is related to the police brutality, but told from a Hispanic mother's point of view. So I hope you guys enjoy this. It's called Paranoid. Is this your mom? No. No. In the future, the first words I will teach my son are going to be, don't shoot. He might be as white as his mother with eyes as green as the trees in the sidewalk, but his aura will scream Latino. Second target to a bullet by a so-called cop. People who were supposedly trained to serve and protect are slowly becoming the monsters under our beds. The boogeyman, the new age Freddy Krueger. My son will learn how to protect himself from the angry men his father and I warned him about by putting his hands up. My daughter, on the other hand, will have to grieve because her brother was shot anyway. I will teach her the words, don't die, I need you. Without my brother, I can't breathe. Some people might think I'm being a bit paranoid, but I'm just teaching my children how to blend in with everyone else. How to wear camouflage sweaters on the way home from school so that their ethnicity doesn't drip from their clothing. Some of you might think I'm being a bit paranoid, but I'm just preparing myself for the loss of my son. Because no matter how many times he swears he'll be fine, there's a chance I will one day get that phone call. This next piece is also one of my favorites, and not just because I wrote it, but a friend of mine actually featured it on his mixtape in last December, so it was pretty cool to record it for that purpose. So I was kind of forced to memorize it, and he was just like, yo, can I have it? And I was like, hey, take it. So here goes. It's called From the Corner with Love. I know it's summertime in NYC, but your voice sounded like mid-December. It must have been the liquor on your breath, because when you spoke, all I heard were the truths that were afraid of being pulled from your teeth. In one hand, you held the phone to your ear. The other, gripping the neck of the clear bottle of vodka you hid in the brown paper bag. My ears witnessed you kiss her as you dug your nails into her deeper. Then you came up for air and said, baby, I miss you. Not sure if you were speaking to me or the bottle, but the words sounded like a broken record. You promised you'd be home this week, and there's still no sign of you. By home, you probably meant sitting on a milk crate on the avenue with a few bottles at your feet, acting as your audience, watching you count your list of misfortunes. Next time you held your corner show, your phone secretly tuned me in. That was the day I found out you didn't care when and if you would get to see me again. 3 more pieces and then you guys are done with me, I promise. Okay, this next piece is called Save. Hey universe, I know you're listening. I'm here to tell you were right all along. I may have been naive back then, but please remember, I was only 16 and couldn't tell the difference between what felt right and what was right for me. For heaven's sake, I hadn't even met a boy who could kiss me hard enough to awaken the passion I now share a bed with. Had I known fate would bring back to the man I should have saved, I would not have shut the door in his face year after year. Mama always reminded me to help those in need, but I became deaf to him knocking on my door. Numb to his voice calling out for me from behind bars, and indifferent when he reached me from a distance. I should have saved him. I should have proved him right when he said I was his Wonderwall. But he has to understand. He was asking me to be selfless through my most selfish years. I couldn't help him. I was too busy trying to build the woman I am today at 24, was trying to be at 22, and couldn't be for him at 17. But hey, universe, if I could just ask for a favor, make sure I'm ready for the next time he decides to pull the rug out from under me. This is my second to last piece. I'm actually doing this because my best friend in Florida loves this piece, and she actually went back to Florida yesterday after being here for 4 days, so she couldn't make it, and I'm upset. So this is for her. This piece is called Tattoo. In a few weeks, she's going to break your heart. Just like she did last time and the time before that. She'll whisper that she loves you, knowing how much you love her. However, she's lying through the pearly whites that live behind the smile that hypnotizes you in the first place. She'll run her fingers through your hair and tell you how soft it is, massaging each worry away. In the middle of the night, her tongue will become familiar with each bone structure on your body from head to toe and make a detour to each of your tattoos. The next morning, you'll wake up and realize she left again, with no have you bounce back and tell me you want me? But I'm sorry. My heart just isn't in it. My time is not to be wasted. I want you to become familiar with how sweet revenge tastes. So this last piece, I actually wrote it 2 weeks ago, learned it, didn't know I was doing this show until, I want to say Thursday, 2 days before my flight. And this is the first time I'm performing it at my show in Orlando. At my show in Orlando, what I'm going to be doing is having 4 people joining me up on stage that I've already chosen for the next show in October. So the fact that I'm doing this now is kind of cool because I'm going to get to see the reactions from the crowd for this one. A lot of you will probably definitely resonate with this piece, relate to it, maybe cry a little bit if you cry. I'll be here for hugs after I'm done. So here we go. This piece is called King. It's one of my favorite pieces. I need you to understand that although these streets may see you as their enemy, you will always be my favorite superhero. Covered in melanin and knowledge from head to toe, and I can't help but admire you. Rest assured that you will never have to feel as if me saying I love you would be equivalent to pulling teeth, because I will do so unapologetically. Regardless of what your family may have told you, I am colorblind. I see no boundary of color when you're next to me. All I hear is your heart beating in rhythm with my deep breaths. I apologize for any time your skin color has caused you to feel like you were less than dirt. You are a sunflower growing from the strongest soil, and I will water you to the day you grow tall enough to hug me again. I get that right now you're bent out of shape because of how the media has been treating your brothers and sisters. Again, I apologize. Don't let them tell you that this is no country for black men. You know you're better than that. Your words are worth more than hip-hop records and basketball statistics. When you speak, all I hear are Bible scriptures that are being poured onto my skin like holy water whenever you kiss me. You're a king, remember that. Please don't let these streets fool you. Thank you guys so much. Before I go, I need you all to do me a favor. Pull out your phones right now. If you don't know me, because all of you have this information already. But if you don't know me, pull out your phone